All praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. And this is going to be a video on how Israel's been black too long, right? Our people have been black too long, man. Our people have been Native American too long. Our people have been Latino, Mexican, and all that BS for too long, man. And they've lived under proverbs and byword names that they are for too long, to where they don't think that excuse me excuse me they don't think that what they're being told that they are now, which is actually the truth, is what they actually are, and they believe that they are the lie that they've been told they are by their oppressors. This is Jeremiah chapter 2 and verse 33. Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? Therefore hast thou taught the wicked one thy ways. Now, Salakia, that's not actually even the scripture that I was looking for, but yet that still is a thing that actually did cause Israel to fall, man. This was the scripture I was looking for. Jeremiah chapter 2 and verse 14. Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? And our people have been spoiled by believing that we are the proverbs and bywords that liars told us that we are, man. When these nations had us in hardcore captivity, to where you didn't have to question whether you was in captivity or not, right? Which our people do now. Some of our people, because they might be a millionaire, will think, oh, I'm not a captive. But Joseph was technically a slave in Egypt, man. Right? He wasn't the ruler. That wasn't his. Even no matter how great he got built up among the Egyptians, right? He was ruling over another people. And at that time, all the things that he ended up doing, initially, they benefited only the Egyptians. Now, because of how much great works he did, that was Yahweh's plan, how much great works he did for those heathen Egyptians, right? That ended up making him be allowed to benefit our people and save us from the famine, right? But you'll notice in the scripture that as soon as Joseph died, they forgot about all the works that he did that saved their people. They forgot that Joseph saved both the Israelites and the Egyptians from a heavy famine that came upon the whole earth, or the whole region of that particular landmass, man. That they didn't think, man, Joseph saved us, so we shouldn't put his people in slavery. They still put us in slavery, which ultimately that was because of Yahweh's plan that he had told Abraham, but yet they still did it. Psalms 83 and verse 2, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. And that's what they've did to us. And that's why a lot of our people, they think that being, for example, I believe I'm from the tribe of Benjamin, right? Like based on the 12 tribe sign and based on certain characteristics that I might see within myself, based on certain things about people say about the tribe of Benjamin, right? But let's say I'm not the tribe of Benjamin and I'm Judah or Levi, or Gad or whatever, Reuben and Asher, whatever, which I don't believe that, but it's better to be any other tribe than be a heathen. So ultimately the tribe that you are right now doesn't even matter. But I'm still making a point. I think I'm from the tribe of Benjamin, right? And I know for certain I'm not an Edomite. And I don't believe I'm no heathen neither, right? But anyway, the tribe of Benjamin or Jamaicans, Caribbean people, for example, a lot of them think that being Caribbean is about eating green banana, yeah, eating ackee and saltfish and speaking patois. Like that ain't it. And being able to do a dirty wine and that, or being able to do the heel and toe. You know what I mean? If you can't heel and toe, you ain't a real Jamaican. Or if you ain't been back a yard and all that, then you ain't a real Jamaican, right? They've got that thing amongst them. If you don't have hard dough bread, right, or you've never tasted bun and cheese, then you can't really call yourself a Jamaican. You know what I mean? If you ain't had them circled Jamaican crackers that come in a red and yellow bag, if you ain't had those before, then you ain't a real Jamaican. If you ain't ever had Guinness punch, you ain't a real Jamaican. You know what I mean? If you ain't ever had a Guinness or a Dragon Stout and all that, you ain't a real, you know what I mean? If you ain't ever had no chicken soup with the one that's got the chicken on the pack, oh, you ain't a real, you know what I mean? If you can't name 10 Bob Marley songs, you ain't a real Jamaican. You need to, you know what I mean? How don't you know? You know what I mean? That's what, and I'm being funny with some of them, but some of them are serious. Like, if you don't do certain of those things among Jamaicans and that, they'll try and go on like you ain't a so-called Jamaican, which we ain't Jamaicans though. That's the thing. And they'll laugh at somebody that don't speak Patois and all that. But I'm thinking, that ain't Hebrew, mate. That ain't the Lasha One Kwadash, so that don't mean nothing, to be honest with you. Going to a Jamaican rave with some dirty gal in there with their heels looking like concrete, and having them and dancing on the gal's spine, you know. You know what I mean? The way how them Benjamites dance at some of them raves, they're dancing on the gal's spine, bruv. Instead of dancing behind her, they're on the woman's spinal cord, fam. Yeah. Hey, Shalakia, but it's real. Like, if you ain't hitting a woman with a 5-star frog splash from the top turnbuckle, you ain't no Jamaican. You ain't no yard man. Fuck a yard man. That don't mean nothing. We're Israelites, man. You know what I mean? We're not supposed to be speaking Patois. We're supposed to be speaking Hebrew. You know what I mean? Oh, you don't say plantains. You say plantains instead of plantain. So, oh man, you ain't no, you know what I mean? You ain't my English boy. All right. And you're a sellout to your own people too. Both of y'all are through. And that's why the whole Jew and Gentile thing is so hilarious. And that's why we understand it. Because we're the people that's had our whole history taken away from us. We understand growing up in another nation and not actually knowing your history. All these other nations trying to make themselves part of the promise, mate, stop. Like, you're going down the wrong path. Just enjoy this kingdom right now. And don't even waste your time trying to worry about what we got going on as Israelites, man. Don't try and waste your breath trying to steal our thing, man. Our kingdom's for us. Enjoy this kingdom, right? This little waste, man, kingdom that you've got right now, man. Now, on some of the other tribes, let's get some of the other tribes, man. Like, which, considering we don't see them and we ain't lived among them, especially over here in England and that. But I'm guessing are among like Ghanaians and Nigerians, they'll try and make it like you ain't a real Nigerian or Ghanaian if you ain't had jollof rice. You know what I mean? Or if you ain't had that flipping what I don't even know what it's called, man. I don't even know. That white gooey flour thing, man. I don't even know what the hell the name is of it, man. I'm sure a so-called Ghanaian brother from the tribe of Judah or would know. But it's like I don't even know what it's called, man. It's like a white gooey thing, man, that they use to. I want to say it's called fufu, but I don't even know what the hell it's called, man. Right? But they'll try and make it like if you ain't ate all those things, oh, you ain't no real Ghanaian. And among Mexicans, or if you ain't had tacos and you ain't hitting a lowrider, which I'm going to some of the dumb stereotypes. If you ain't got a sombrero in your house, you know what I mean? You ain't a real Mexican. Whatever the Chicano and all that bullshit, whatever the hell they say, man. If you're a Native American, you can't do a powwow dance. Or you ain't a real Native American, you ain't a real one. You know what I mean? But really, none of that stuff's about being an Israelite. The real customs that we have are in the scriptures. So all of that stuff is BS. That's not our true culture. That's not the true. To understand and see the true way of how we were supposed to be living, you would have had to go back in a time machine and see the 40 years of peace under Solomon, or have seen the kingdom of David, right? But the real way, the true way of what we're going to be living like as Israelites is going to be in the kingdom when we're under the new covenant living perfectly. So some of those dishes that we think are, these are our national tribe dish, no, some of those dishes were dishes out of necessity because those were the only ingredients she was given when you was in hardcore captivity. She didn't have no choice but to make those foods. You didn't have a choice. Verse 5, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom. And that's why Esau is going to get it, man. Because he's been the main one kicking our ass like a football all over this world, man. Anytime there was a chance for our ass to get kicked, Esau would kick it, unless he was like, nah, let me not kick it now, because I can set up a bigger kick of their ass later on down the line if I pretend like I'm going to side with them. And the reason why he's always did this is because he wants the birthright back, and he's never getting, like, if any Edomites listening to this video, you know you're not going to get the birthright back, right? You're not getting it back, never. You're never having it back. In fact, you never had it in the first place. And this kingdom that you've got right now is not even close to the beautiful things that we're going to receive. And the memory of you of being an Edomite is going to be erased from the earth. And all this stuff that you're doing is really in vain, because prophecies have to be fulfilled. It has to be fulfilled that the Israelites are going to be under the new covenant. Hebrews chapter 8 and verse 10, Jeremiah chapter 31 and verse 33. And it also has to be fulfilled that the Edomites, which is your nation if you're an Edomite, are going to be completely destroyed off the earth. That has to happen. It shall come to pass. So all of this stuff that you're doing is in vain, and you're going to get your chance, all you Edomites out there, you're going to get your chance to harm the children of Israel, but you're not going to be able to harm anyone that Yahweh don't want to be harmed. And don't get gassed up that you're allowed to harm them, because he allowed you filthy Edomite heathen scum to harm his only begotten son. If you allowed him to be harmed, we ain't nothing. But the son's coming back and he's going to see you all, man. Isaiah 63. And you can think it's funny, or who's this guy, or whatever. All right, you can think I'm not the only one saying this. There's thousands of other people in the world that say the same thing. So are all of us wrong? You know what I mean? Or did all of us just agree, oh yeah, we're going to all start lying and saying that we're the Israelites? Nah, I don't think so, mate. I don't think so. What else can I get, man? On this topic of how the Israelites are ultimately just, let me hear, I know a good place. Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 3. Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider. Right? The Israelites don't consider right now on this earth, most of them, that they're Israelites. They think, man, you're not going to take my Jamaican heritage away. And they'll be down, they'll be so hardcore to fight for being black. Right? But then they're not, there's a nation that people are telling them that they are, that's way greater than that. Black doesn't have no covenant with God. Black doesn't have a proper actual feast days. Like what is the black code of conduct? And I've heard people say it before, and this is one thing, oh, don't snitch, but you can clap your friend from day dot. You can clap his wife cheeks and get her pregnant and make your boy raise her up. But don't snitch though. Know what I mean? That's it. Don't snitch. Even though you don't know me from nowhere, because we've both got the same skin covering shade or similar enough, don't snitch. So even if I shot your family member, don't say nothing, yo. Don't say nothing, man, because that's snitch. Fuck the feds. Like, okay, is that a culture? Yeah, that sounds like bullshit to me. That sounds fucking stupid. Because you're actually supposed to have a culture where all of your people are surrounded by each other. And if someone was to murder one of your own nation, you would be saying who did it, because you're not supposed to kill your own people. We ain't even supposed to be living around all these other nations. So all that don't snitch stuff. Okay, so if we was all living back in, let's say we're all Jamaicans, for example, and every single person goes to the land of Jamaica. Now, all of the tribes and everything, when we're all just Jamaicans, really. And then someone dies from getting murdered. Okay, unalivement. Yeah, okay, so we're not supposed to find out who it was that did that now. We're not supposed to investigate that we've got a serial unaliver in the midst of our nation. We're not supposed to find out who that is, because don't snitch. That's stupid. Or if there's drug dealers shot in the tens, driving by in blacked out cars, oh, you ain't supposed to stop them from doing that, because even though it's poisoning your neighborhood, and eventually people are going to be stealing things to pay for their drug addiction, because the drug addiction just going to continually kept needing to be fed more and more like hell. Oh nah, don't say nothing, man. You're snitching. Oh, you're snitching. That's stupid. That's stupid. And a healing told, and I'm being serious with this one. Like some of you Jamaicans out there, you think that just because you can do a few of the so-called Jamaican dance moves, that you're more Jamaican or more of a Benjamite or whatever than the next man. But then y'all don't even know about being a Benjamite, most of you. But you think that because you eat hard dough bread and green banana, yeah, and ackee and saltfish, and you still got ackee and saltfish in your teeth, yeah, chicken stew and that stewed chicken, brown stewed chicken, yeah. Oh man, I'm way more Jamaican than every man out here. And because you got dirty, stinky dreads, and you're a country boy and all that, mate, you're a fucking idiot. And if you had any brains, you'd know that being an Israelite is way better than all that country boy bullshit that y'all talking about, man. That ackee and saltfish in your teeth, yeah. That Jamaican walk, that Jamaican dance, where you damn near dance so low to the ground that your knees end up underneath the soil. Yeah, that Jamaican Benjamite, well, that Jamaican knee swivel dance, where your knees end up under the earth, mate. Oh, that makes you, you're certified now, yeah? No, you're not. God's looking at you like you're a stupid idiot. That you can't tell me nothing. Me no. All that, mate, you sound like a dummy. You're stiff-necked. Your neck's rigid. And you're going to just keep believing the lies that you've been told you are until you get destroyed. And that goes for all the tribes, but I'm speaking about the tribe I'm from because I'd know more intricacies of how they deal than some of the other tribes. But Judah, some of y'all Judites will think in America it's for damn sure, or you ain't a real Judite if you can't spit a hot 16 on a cipher, or you can't, or some get sturdy. That dumb dance that's out there now. If you can't get sturdy, then you ain't shit. Like what he's talking about, man, you sound stupid. And you're the most influential tribe as well. So y'all really need to fix up, man. Because even the Judah that don't live in America ain't the same as y'all. The Judah that lives in America versus the Judah that lives in Ghana is kind of different, to be honest with you, in my opinion. But then when them Judah from America, from Ghana and from Nigeria, when they come over to America, they start to get the vibe more. And then they become just as influential because they're Judah. Judah's different than Benjamin. Benjamin's different from Gad. Gad's different from Levi. Levi's different from Asher. Reuben's different from Manasseh. But we're all Israelites, man. We're not these fake names that none of these people have told us that we are. Verse 4, our sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backward. They don't care about being an Israelite. They've been black too long, man. And they're not able to wake out of the black thing. And that's why among some of these so-called black men, they think that the so-called black woman is God still. I'm thinking, mate, when she did anything godly out here? When? Which part, man? A God that ain't got no hair. A God, so-called God, that needs another heathen's hair in their head. But she's a God though, but we ain't shit. Among the black thing, the men ain't shit. Right? Even if he's rich beyond his wildest dreams, he ain't shit. And he don't deserve nothing but one funky-ass woman that's been getting drilled in by how many guys before she got with him. And she's just been continually using every single man as a stepping stone to finally get what the black high value man is, which is Ghost from Power. Some drug dealer that's kind of street, but he can do the corporate thing as well. So he's corporate when he needs to be. But then if you bring the streets out of him, now he's no longer Mr. Smithers or whatever the name would be. He's no longer Jamal. Now he's his street name, Lil Cody Max, Lil Kill Max, or whatever the dumb shit it would be, man. It's stupid. We're not black, man. We're not African American. We're not black British, which that term's one of the most dumb terms as well, man. And some of you Jamaicans over here in the UK, y'all are some COONs, man. Straight up. Absolutely sickening. Love Esau's dirty drawers, mate. But then when you see your own people, you're pushing up your face. But then when you see Esau, you damn pulling out them waistman steel pans, tingling and tangling them off, cutting open them coconuts, giving him coconut water, fresh. Stupid idiots, man. Y'all are sickening. And it's my personal belief, but then maybe that's because I'm from the tribe, or I believe I am, that the tribe of Benjamin might want to be one of the worst tribes ever. And even scripturally, I guess that's kind of backed up, because the women from the tribe of Benjamin, there was a time where it wasn't none of them that existed, man. So you women from the tribe of Benjamin, you better watch what you say, because Yahweh's already shown that he don't need none of y'all, which really he don't need none of us in general. But he physically, out of every single, he never did that to no other tribe, No other tribes, women did Yahweh ever get rid of every single one of them. But he did it to the tribe of women, the women from the tribe of Benjamin. He hasn't even made a time where he got rid of every single Edomite woman yet. But he did it to the tribe of Benjamin women. Because y'all got some of the most loud mouths going, mate. Some of the most loud mouths running your chops off. And I can see why he did it, to be honest with you. There's a whole bunch of men that are been brought back to the spirit world, or in a cage right now, because of some of you Benjamite women, man, over here in England and everywhere else in the world too, and even in the land of Jamaica, and in the land of most of these places where Benjamin would be, the paternity fraud rates very high, because you women are adulterous, man. Verse 5: why should you be stricken anymore? You revolt more and more. The whole head is sick and the whole heart faint, because y'all ain't gonna turn away. Y'all don't want to turn away from these labels that you've been given, because you're Israelites. You've made the labels cool. So because the tribe of Benjamin was told, y'all ain't Benjamin, y'all are Jamaican now. Yeah, land of wood and water. Y'all are Jamaican. Y'all are these all these different Jamaican Caribbean countries and that, man. Y'all are all of these now. Y'all ain't this. Because they've been told that and kind of blended it off. They've made it work. They've made it cool. So they have a Bob Marley come out, a Mavado and a Vibes Cartel, a Sizzler, and they'll make that be their thing. But that's not our thing, really. Now, that music's okay to listen to and all that, but that's not the kind of way how I would make music in the kingdom of heaven. Gal lift up and all that. Gal lift up music, and you know what I mean? Like that ain't gonna be what it's gonna be. Do you think the tribe of Judah, which Sexy Red more than likely comes from, you think she's gonna, mate, you think in the kingdom she'll be doing all that? Eat my ass, don't stop. You think that's gonna run in the kingdom of heaven? Mate, she wouldn't want to do it for starters. But that ain't gonna be happening. That kind of music ain't even gonna start getting made off among the heathen. If they start trying to be like, oh, we're gonna finish off where Judah stopped. Do you know what I mean? But we want this music back. But they stopped doing that filthy music. So we're gonna start off. And they make some Elamite version of rapping it. Nah. Smack the dots off them if they're trying to hear that stupidness. Say Salakia. Verse 6. From the sole of the foot even to the head, there is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises and putrefying sores. They have not been closed, neither bound up, neither mollified with ointment. Like the tribes have just agreed with all the fake names that they've been given, and they're just setting them. They've just set themselves in there. They've sat down and they're just dwelling in that, man. And they don't want to be. They don't want to be what they actually are anymore. And that sickness has trickled into all aspects of life. A man will look at himself in the mirror and be like, you know what? I don't think my name's Mark anymore. My name's Magdalene. And they'll try and actually go through a process to make that be so. But that's all really being done to try and stop the tribes knowing who they are. Because, it doesn't matter who you are. You can be what you want to be. But then when you want to be what you actually are, oh, now it's a problem. Isn't that funny? Everyone in this world can be what they want to be. You can have people that will say that they're a different gender, no questions asked. But we said we're the Israelites, and now we need a DNA test. But those people don't that say that they're a different gender. They don't get asked, all right, pull your trousers down and have a look in the mirror at yourself and tell me what you see. They don't get told that. And that would be a lot easier of a test to complete than us doing a DNA test, wouldn't it? Considering in order for the DNA test to work, surely they would need somebody that's an actual guaranteed Israelite's DNA to compare ours to. Do they have that? No, they don't. All according to my opinion, what they're doing right now is calling what an Edomite's DNA results would be. They're calling that Jew. So if we do it, are we going to be the same as them? Obviously not. So why the hell would we? When they're basically calling themselves the people. It's absolutely stupid. There's no one from the Bible times, right? From the things that are written in the scriptures, I mean, because it's all Bible times. There's no one that's mentioned in the Bible that ever did a DNA test that we can compare what we say an Israelite is to that. There ain't no one on the earth that's ever did that. No one in the scriptures that's ever did that. So it's all stupid. Well, I just thought I'd do this video talking a bit about how the tribes kind of are just set in stone, and the main people it seems right now that's stiff-necked towards the whole being an Israelite thing are you Northern Kingdom, and y'all are through. Some of you Northern Kingdom, right? And I personally have know for sure that some of you Northern Kingdom and that when y'all have a child with an Edomite woman and now the child's gonna come out looking like a so-called white child, y'all even let your woman try and make out like the child's an Edomite, man, or a so-called white child, because you really desire to be an Edomite and you're not. You're an Edomite. They'll allow you to think you're an Edomite while Judah, Benjamin, and Levi are in the room, right? And maybe Dominicans and Puerto Ricans, the dark-skinned ones. But as soon as Reuben, but as soon as we leave the room, mate, y'all are going back to these same default settings, man. They ain't accepting y'all. They'll start saying the grass is getting a bit high out there, mate. It's not gonna mow itself. They ain't gonna allow you in with their thing. They only do it to try and separate you from us. We're your real brothers. But y'all don't want us to be. Because you're scared of dark skin, right? But guess what? What kind of skin tone do you think you're gonna be having in the kingdom? You think you're gonna be becoming pale like an Edomite? Or you're gonna be brown skin like you already are right now? And maybe even darker? Maybe. Because Israelites come in different shades of brown in their natural default setting. But you know what, man? I just thought I'd talk about that a bit, man, because it's something I see still. That our people have been made too used to being black. And the 2/3 or the non-elect Israelites are becoming more and more black every day. And that's all the tribes. They're becoming more and more black in their mind every single day, man. Shalom.